Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
I promise you, this is not a political podcast.
Jump from the deep end of the pool, set up the mood. Paranoi Radio, set up the mood. Paranoi Radio, set up the mood. Paranoi Radio, set up the mood. 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 Set up the mood.
You better stay for the last 30 seconds because we're gonna do another little promo skit. All right, you ready? Oh yeah, baby. Testicles 1, 2. Testicles. Welcome back to Paranoi Radio Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Trebles Garcia, your humble host. Guys, it's been a sweaty week. We are running on high tensions out here. By the time this episode comes out, probably all of the stuff that was happening in LA is probably already dead. But anyway, I just want to tell you guys, we're living through it right now. The Beretta's out. Kids are not in the country, and we're good to go, baby. Before anything, I want to remind you that the most important thing that you could do for the show is word of mouth. Check us out at ParanoiRadio.com. But do not forget that the most important thing that you could do for the show is word of mouth. You got to, bro. Tell your sexy ass cousin, your ugly ass auntie, your homosexual uncle. You got to tell everybody about the freaking show. Also, drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Guys, it is June. Hopefully this episode comes out in June. I don't know, but if it's not June, if it's July, I want to remind you guys that if you guys have been contemplating or entertaining the idea of suicide, stop. We don't want no more weeping mothers, sisters, daughters, sons. We want people living and thriving. You need to belong. Take 10 more seconds of life. Go to ParanoiRadio.com, and you don't need to subscribe, listen, do nothing. All you got to do is click on the 24/7 Lifeline button that we have and put your burden on somebody else. Please. Guys, also make sure you check out Cryptid Warfare Operations. Drewski from Cryptid Warfare Podcast put together this amazing tactical unit that takes care of all those haters and all those little critters eating your chickens and slaughtering your cows. If you have been paranormally activated, make sure you check out Cryptid Warfare Operations. The link is on the description of the show. I don't get paid to say that, guys. He's just a really good homie. Also, check out Ali Christine. Live parasitic free. She gives you the tools and the information that you need so that your kids live parasitic free. Make kids healthy again with Ali Christine, an amazing person and human being. And also, season your meat before you eat with flavors of the forest. Guys, this is an amazing episode, an amazing show. Let's jump in from the deep end of the pool and set the fucking mood. Give a warm welcome to the host of the conspiracy. No, he is the host of Speakin in Coad podcast. What's up, Coad? How you doing, bro?
What's up, dude? Oh, man. Dude, I'm going to bring the freaking fire this time. I swear last time I was just like, didn't know how to bring the energy. And I was like kind of tired. I'm off tomorrow, man. I'm amped up. Took a pre-workout, cut my front yard, my backyard, got all ready.
Wait, you fucking pre-worked out, cut your front lawn, and your little damn. All right, cool.
Yeah. I pushed it all.
Before anything, thank you for your service. You recently told me that you were in the service. Thank you for your service, dog. A lot, people don't understand the sacrifice that you guys have made. So thank you. And then second, where can people find you?
Oh man, they can find us everywhere. I got a link tree, linktree.com/speakin.coad. It's SPEAKINCOAD because we got to speak in code, brother.
That's right. That's right. I remember talking to you a while ago, and you were telling me how you're gonna start up your shit. You got a new setup. You got new fire up your ass right now. Fucking dropping information, doing episodes. I'm very happy and I'm very proud to see not only you but every other podcaster out there working hard and staying in the business, bro. That's what it's all about, dude. You know?
Yeah,
hard work,
for sure, man. Dude, and thank you, man. Like I swear, like you reached out to me and like, where has your shit been posting? I'm like, I've been taking breaks. You're like, get out there, get back on it. So
yeah,
I had just trying to edit some of the podcasts and stuff, like our audio and everything was just so trash. So finally got some decent mics, got some headphones so I could actually hear other people, or hopefully they could hear me and know that I don't sound like trash. So
yeah. It makes a difference, bro. And I'm very happy that you got it, man. Guys, check this out. He sent me a badass. One of the few people that have sent me care packages. This guy didn't only send me a care package, but he sent me a ton of shitloads of stickers. Are you selling these things or what's going on with this, bro? Because you sell like badass little stickers. You put them behind your phone. You can put it. You slap it on your wife's ass. You put it on your kid's forehead. Speaking in code. He sent me a beautiful. Yo, you know what happened to that Yeti cup that you sent me? My mother-in-law stole it from me, bro.
No, F that B. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? She let me keep the stickers. I put it on my daughter's freaking. She's going into high school very soon, so I put it in her. She's gonna have it all everywhere. I have it on my table. I have it on my laptop. Guys, this dude, he's very well connected. I recently had Thomas from Paranoid American. This ad episode hasn't dropped, but maybe by that time it already dropped. But we shouted you out on that episode, and he spoke very highly of you as well. And you're a very kind man, bro. So again, thank you again for sharing and sending me the care package. You didn't have to do that, and for the networking, and most importantly, thank you for getting back on the fucking horse. Because we need people to be dropping bombs. Oh yeah,
for sure. I feel like you need to have that or the bomb dropping sound in the background. Gotta edit that in there. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, bro? How you been? What are you doing? What are you working on?
Just trying to work on a bunch of new projects, man. Like after talking to you, I was like, man, I found some episodes that like lost episodes, and the audio is trash. So I had to like really tweak everything, try to get the audio out. So it's been saving me a little bit. I got I think.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
I think I was able to drop 6 separate parts, and I forgot to drop it yesterday. So I'm going to do that right after I get done with this. So I'm going to make a note of that. But other than that, just staying busy. I had some like weird roommate situation for a little bit, like right around December. So my dog died like right before Thanksgiving and like the weekend before Thanksgiving and stuff. So then the last episode we actually recorded all in person was the day before she passed away. So I forgot all about those episodes. I like didn't even touch anything. And then this kid, I had this kid like staying with me and stuff, just trying to help him out and everything. And didn't burn me, but kind of like didn't really help himself out when I was like trying to give him every like opportunity to like help him out. So I don't know. I'm kind of like reserved on like, I'm okay with helping people, but I'm also like reserved on like taking them in. I have enough dogs. I don't need to take it anymore.
Whoa. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes people act like fucking dogs. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I got death threats recently, and I don't know if I got death threats recently. People act like dogs at work. People are acting like dogs. My own family members are fucking denouncing me for some odd reason just because I was speaking my mind, and I don't go with all the rest of the sheeps. But whatever. That's a different topic. That's a political topic I don't want to get into today. But yeah, what's up, big dog? Yo, aside from all the graphics and all the hard work that you've been doing, and we've all had going through some shit, and I'm glad that you're pushing through it. Yo, talk to me, man. New conspiracy theories out there that you're interested on?
Oof. So did you see the one that I mean, it kind of it gets a little political, but did you see the new thing that Sam Tripoli had posted? It was from 2023. He like predicted all of the stuff that's happening now.
Yeah, he said he had somebody on his show that spoke to him regarding all the stuff that's happening now, that the LGBTQ shit will go away, that that Walmart, Target, everybody was going to denounce the fucking LGBTQ shit, or at least the transsexual shit, and then it was going to be the migrants in the streets. Then that sooner or later is going to be the migrants versus the civilians, the regular people, the regular folks. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of different shifts, bro. And this is the problem. I don't know when this episode might come out, and now you're kind of like forcing me to push it sooner because it's a relevant conversation. People are really fighting in the streets. I got myself and getting death threats just because one of my videos did okay, and people are like fucking just blowing their heads off because I'm brown and I don't want to go with the brown crowd. Like, it should look, bro. It's not about race. It's about simple math. But yeah, but I seen that episode. To go back to your question, and very cryptic, bro. Very cryptic.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see where everything goes. I mean, it sucks because it's like different parts of the world. People don't like. For example, if there was some sort of like the train derailment that people were talking about, do you remember that one? Like probably 4 years ago now. But the trains crashed and like derailed, and all of this like chemicals and stuff spilled everywhere, spilled in the waters, like all that stuff down in East Palestine, East Palestine, or Palestine, Ohio. But like people were like, "Hey, how close are you to that?" And I'm like, I'm like an hour and a half or an hour from there, like I'm not too close. I mean, you can be affected by it though. But then same thing when I was living in California, man, like I lived in Oceanside, I lived in Long Beach, and like people would be like, "Oh man, I heard there was an earthquake. Did you feel anything?" I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Or it'd be like the fires, and it would be like, "Oh, that's Northern California. Like that's not even affecting us," like, so I feel like during this time there's major things happening, but because it's not affecting specific people or the rest of the United States at the moment, people are like, "Oh, that's not happening here, so I'm not worried about it." But potentially it's going to eventually happen in more places, especially with all these different people coming up from, I mean, it's not all Mexico, man. It's all like everywhere else coming in through Mexico and stuff. So,
and it's funny because if you look at the people that were being activated, I'm gonna use that word because I'm a conspiracy theorist, so fuck y'all. The people that were being activated in these riots were military-age men. Yeah. What was the invasion for during the last 4 years in the Biden administration? Military-age men. There was no kids. And you know what's funny? Talking about kids and the shit knocking at your door. A lot of people don't initiate or engage in conversations like this that get emotional because they get very comfortable in their lifestyle. What happens is, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he's one of my best friends, and recently he was like, "Yo, well, you know what, bro? Like what the fuck? How are you? Did you really vote for this for kids, 4-year-old kids to be zip tied going through immigration process at court by themselves without their parents?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking cool. At least I know where those kids are at. What about the kids that got lost at the gate when fucking Biden had them open?" If you're gonna bring the kid topic, talk about the kids from every time, not just currently, because what's happening is people are center focusing on how to make the orange man bad administration look even worse, not thinking and really engaging on what happened with the kids 4 years ago. So wait, kids go missing, kids get lost, organ harvested and sexually trafficked, and those kids don't have a voice or never been seen, and because you haven't seen them, you don't talk about them. Very convenient for people to come over here and talk to me about the kids that are in the court system. Yeah, very convenient.
And what's really interesting about that whole situation too. So in 2019, I was stationed in like over in the East Coast, and one day, just out of nowhere, I got an email, and they're like, "Hey, you're getting activated." Well, not activated. I was active duty, but they're like, "You're being deployed." I'm like, "What the heck? Being deployed to the southern border?" So I had to go to El Paso, Texas, and assist with Border Patrol during that time. And it was weird being in the Coast Guard of all things. Like, I wasn't even a part of Border Patrol, wasn't National Guard, nothing like that. They just needed some assistance because they were getting so bombarded at that time. That's when like everybody from like George Soros was busting all those people up, where they were saying like, oh, these people had to have walked 40 hours like nonstop. It would have been like 40 days like all day long for 40 days for like the equivalents for them to get to from like Honduras to the American like Mexico border and stuff. But long story short, I worked with like the kids division. So and for me, I was like, I didn't understand, like I wasn't in the conspiracy stuff. Like I wasn't into that realm yet. Like I wasn't quite understanding of anything. And what's the guy's name? Tim Ballard, the dude from like he used to work for Homeland Security. He did like the human trafficking movie with Jim Caviezel and stuff. That wasn't even a blip on my mind. I didn't even think about it like that. So I'm working at the southern border, and they have me with like this kids department or kids division and everything. So like it was like kids that were separated from their families. Some of the kids were with their moms and stuff. But what was happening was these kids were coming into the border, and they pretty much were like how it worked was you worked at the facility. I was just handing them snacks and drinks and juice and like crackers and stuff, or I would make them like, or I'd have like breakfast for them or like ramen noodles. And then they had some other lady that lived like close by that was like offering to provide like homemade burritos for these kids. So after a little while, they get all these little kids like, hey, these burritos aren't good. Like, I don't like them. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like them? So I took a bite of one of the burritos. We weren't supposed to eat them, but I was like, let me try this. Like, what's wrong with these? Took a bite of this burrito, man. Rice and just little bits of black beans. It was supposed to be like breakfast burritos and stuff. There was like barely any egg in it. This lady had like a contract through like the DHS, but it was for Border Patrol to make tons of these burritos because she was hearing on the news that these kids weren't being fed. These people weren't getting toothbrushes. These people weren't taken care of at all. And they were just so bombarded at the border. And luckily during the time that I was there, they weren't too overwhelmed. It was like slowing down a little bit because they started like telling people like, you're not coming in. Anyway, one story I had was like, I would work with these kids and they would always come up to me and I would try to talk to them in Spanish. Like I could talk to a little kid in Spanish. Like I know very, very little. And one of the guys I was stationed with that was there with me, he was Puerto Rican. So he was fluent Spanish and everything. So me and him were on a team together. We were able to feed these kids and like work with them and stuff. But it just was like such a eye-opening experience to be able to be there for them in a way and just build that rapport and make friends with these kids in a way, you know, not to sound weird or creepy by any means, but there was a kid that came in from Honduras. He was 4 years old and his dad came with him and his dad was like, hey, they were like, hey, you have pretty much like priors. Like the dad was a felon or something, or like a criminal. He already was like deported before. So they're like, you can't come in. And he goes, well, can you send him? We're seeking asylum. Can you send him to his family members in the United States? So they're like, where at? And he's like, oh, and he gave a name. And they're like, okay, we'll work on it and this and that. So they're working on it. They can't find it. And the dad is like, they deported the dad. So the little kid now is 4 years old in this facility there's kids, like there's people that are there, like that are like 14 years old with like newborn babies. And then there's like other ones that are there that are like 17 years old. So like the range is like such a big age gap, you know, but ours, like the max they had was like 17-year-old kids. So.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
This little boy, he was pretty much at the facility, and just he was like always crying. So like one of the guys that I became friends with was like another guy that they brought in for he was customs. So they brought him in to assist and everything. And this kid was like this guy's little puppy. He's like hooked onto his pants, walking with him. Like he's like nervous because he doesn't trust anybody. And this guy's like being very friendly with him compared to like, not that the Border Patrol isn't friendly with them, but if you're making these connections with these kids and then they're gone, it's like you almost feel like you don't want to waste your time. And that's what I feel like that's what their mentality is too sometimes. So this guy was like taking this kid under his wing, man. Like he was like, hey, I got to run and do some stuff. Can he help pass out snacks with you and stuff? I was like, yeah, man. So this little boy's crying, man. Like he's just by himself, 4 years old, right? He was there for almost an entire month before they realized that the dad was lying and they had no family there. So then they had to try to reach out to the father. They finally were able to reach out to him. The dad lied. The dad said, hey, he has family in the United States. Keep trying to reach out to them. So they processed the dad. By the time the dad got back to Honduras, they were finally able to reach out to him. Then they sent the kid home. So you pretty much, I'm like, what kind of person would bring your child and lie about it that he has family there? And then after watching the movie with Tim Ballard and stuff, like the Jim Caviezel one and stuff, I'm almost wondering, like, was that kid about to be like trafficked in the United States? And then that's where it was just like, after watching that point of view, I was just like, holy crap, man. Like these kids were dealing with that, and then you have people that are bringing them up just to be like, hey, let's seek asylum. But who knows if that guy was really his dad or not, or if he was just trying to pass them to somebody in the United States. And then once they were done with them, ship them back and then start the whole process again.
This episode drops on Saturday. I'm not holding this episode for a week or a month. Fuck that. This episode comes out this week for sure. It's a very important topic, bro. It's a very important topic. A lot of us forget and we get lost in the turmoil, in the culture, in the systematic hamster wheel that we get stuck on every single fucking day, living and speaking Spanish and eating tamales and the pupusas and the tacos and the fucking and everything and the consuming and the carne asada and the celebrating of being poor technically, because that's what it is, and then living with in a Spanish speaking household. And we think about how we grew up in this country, privileged, overprivileged, and then pick and choose when to inject our energy to be relevant or to be important or to be seen. And we forget that these people are continually try to jump over this border and continually lose their family. Now, to bring in some context, the kid, the father probably lied about the kid having here so that they could get some type of sponsorship, and or if the kid stays here, he would think they're not going to separate me and the kid because I'm his guardian. Maybe that I want to benefit of the doubt here, right? Let's look at it from outside of 50,000 foot view. But that exact scenario happened during the Biden administration. I'm not bashing on your president here, guys. I'm not saying that you picked the wrong president. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it happened. Okay? Yeah. And there's countless souls out there. If these kids were not, there were scenarios where people were being found and kids were getting taken to some sort of foster system or sponsor that was taking these kids in and not only getting paid by the government to stay there, but the kids get lost, bro. Yeah. Where are the children?
So I have another scenario for you that people don't really understand too, or know that this is a thing. But say, for example, you have a family member in the United States and you aren't lying. Like, let's say the dad wasn't lying. Okay. I'm going to give you this perspective. They reach out to the family member and they say, hey, can you take this little kid in? He's 4 years old. He's seeking asylum. They said that you're his family member. If not, he's going to have to stay in our facility until we can get him processed out and back to his dad once he gets home. And the family member goes, okay, but I have government assistance. And they go, okay, well, if you take one of these people seeking asylum, you're no longer going to get government assistance or government aid. And they go, don't know who that is. Sorry. Just dry off their hands. Like I don't know this, I'm not related to them. I don't know them, because they're afraid of losing possible government assistance. And I'm not saying that's everybody by any means, but those are some of the cases that were happening that people don't even understand or fathom, So it's like they have certain ones where they are like, oh, I'll take them. They're mine for sure. And then they're getting trafficked to these people, used and abused, and then sent back. And then they make sure that they were putting on different wristbands. So that way they had a different color wristband. They knew that they either had to go to a different location or that this is like their second or third time around,
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there was like another 2 kids that were working with us. I'll never forget them, man. They were like so sweet, because I was there for about a month. And I remember coming in one day and I was talking with the nurse, and I was like, oh, where are they? Or the 2 little kids, because they would always help out with us. They would always greet us. They were always happy to see it. Like, they give us 5 and stuff. We weren't supposed to. They're like, you're not supposed to touch these kids. They might have disease. I'm like, dude, I'm walking around with a stupid N95 mask on. And this is before COVID. So this isn't even during that time. But they're like, some of these kids might have diseases. I'm like, dude, I wash my hands. I got gloves. I don't care. I didn't care. I wasn't hugging people. Like, I wasn't being a creeper or a weirdo or nothing like that. But I was being friendly with these children that were in a weird and probably a traumatizing situation and scenario. I was thinking in my head, I want to be able to be that window for them. If they think that this is the United States, I want to be
your video shut down. Your video, I don't know. Your video shut down. I could hear you, but your video shut down. You got to turn it on again. It's funny that you're talking about this stuff on a very hot topic on today, and then this shit happens.
Yeah.
Guys, there's no dead air while he's fixing his camera. I want you guys to remember to check out Speakin in Coad podcast. Speakin in Coad podcast is a fairly new show, but they're working hard. They're very well connected. Make sure you check them out. And also check us out at paranoidradio.com and drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify for Speakin in Coad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Let's go.
Sorry about that. Sometimes the camera just, I don't know if I'm on too long and it shuts off for some reason.
Or you're just getting too close to the motherfucking truth and the tech giants just want to shut us down.
I'm glad you were able to hear me with my new mics. Nah.
So you were telling me, so they didn't want you to touch the kids.
Yeah, but so anyway, I walk in one day and I'm like talking with the nurse and I'm like, hey, where are the 2 little kids that used to like, that are always there greeting me in the morning? Like I look forward to it. That was like the brightness of my day, like something good, something positive in a weird, shitty situation. And she's like, oh, they got they got picked up, like their family let them come stay with them. And I was like, and for like a brief, not a second, man, but like I was bummed. I was like, oh man, like they're not gonna be here. But I'm like, these kids are sleeping on bunk beds, or like cots or whatever, and it's like, I was almost being selfish looking at it as like, oh man, they're not going to be here anymore to be my little buddies or entertainment in a way. And she was telling me, she's like, the one girl asked me, she's like, can you adopt us? To like the nurse. And she's like, that crushed me. She's like, oh, if I could, I would. She's like, they were like such sweet kids, and like, I feel like I would be making their life a better option, in situation. So there are definitely good people looking to help other people out, the options, and the chances for that are hard when some people don't have the means to do it, or it's, you can't save everyone. You can't save every little kid. You can't, you can't adopt every little dog, I mean, everybody would have a 300-acre farm with dogs, if that was the case, and a bunch of kids. I mean, like I said, not to sound like a weirdo or a creeper, man. I don't have kids. I got 2 dogs, but if I was married and stuff and I couldn't have kids, I would definitely adopt or something, or try to be that outlet or option for somebody in need that would need it if available.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
1,000%, bro. It sucks. And that was a very inspiring, you know what, bro? That's a very, very inspiring story and testimony. Now, that's just one area of the border in one establishment, one facility. Imagine everything that's happening in different other states on a global scale, right?
Yeah.
In California, in Arizona, in Texas. It's insane, bro. It's
Canada.
insane to think.
No, I'm
In
just
Canada. No, wait, bro. Believe it or not, there's people, I mean, shit. Canada has a freaking Arab and Jew problem.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Two of the
You said it,
worst.
not me.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, guys, hey,
Yeah.
well, too. I have my one of my best friends from Talking Boosters podcast, Rico. He's a fucking badass. He comes on the show as a talking, as an emoji. So one of the little little characters, because he can't show his face because he works in a facility, like a government facility. And the dude goes, he comes in as a brown Peruvian Canadian gay Jew, and I'm like, what the fuck? What a combination, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, man.
Jeez.
So yeah, bro, that testimony really touched my heart, and I hope it really touches other people's hearts, because we forget where all these kids are at, and we focus only about the people that are coming out because they don't have due process. But you forget that they also skip the due process at the door. They want due process out. They have to have due process in. And people that are going through the due process that have been here for 15 to 20 years, it's kind of fucked up that the last 4 years, anybody could have came in and just grabbed the fucking welfare and EBT and get a home assistance, while these other people have been waiting for 15, 20, 30 years just to get their process done. And it's kind of fucked up. They're also cutting the line. And second, and then thirdly, you can't import the third world countries. I mean, the third world country into the world. Unfortunately, if there's no laws to be upheld and borders, this ceases to be a country.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
It ceases to be a country, bro. People have to understand.
Yeah, exactly. And I was listening to somebody earlier, and they were explaining. They go, all right, for example, let's put it this way. Like, if there was like another Canada south of us, would we be having this issue? And I'm like, well, if people were coming in through their border, we would, like coming in through their border and then coming into ours. I was like, it's not about like, I was like, Mexico geographically benefits for being so close to us. If it was like a country from like, let's say a country in Africa, if that was south of us, like, would they be getting the same treatment? Would it be okay? And then the other thing too, it's like a threat level. If you have these threats that are like, okay, well, we can come in through Mexico and get to the United States and be the threat there. Like, we can't come in from our country. Our country's banned from getting there. Like, let's just say an enemy, for example. Like, if Mexico was Iraq, that wall would have been built already. And I was just like, ooh. I was like, I never thought about it like that. But it's like, it's real. And it's like, that's how I was listening to you and Josh, Twisted Josh. You were on his podcast and you guys were talking about like tariffs and stuff. And it was very interesting because I was like, man, I never thought about it like this. And then what was something that like really woke me up was like, and this might be like why the tariff stuff is happening right now. It's like, okay, well, we're not getting any like, we're paying tariffs on our stuff, right? Or we're paying like a fee on our stuff to be sold in other countries. And then people are like, well, our country's not manufacturing stuff anymore. It's like, well, that's the reason. Our shipment stuff is getting sent to these other poorer places, and it doesn't even have to be poor, but they're getting cheaper labor, and then they're making our stuff there and then shipping it out from their country. And then we're not getting the benefit. The corporations are getting the benefit, and it's like, it's weird because it's like the corporate greed thing can be linked into this. And it's like, I'm nowhere near a socialist, but I did have been benefiting, especially being in the military, to like understand and kind of like be beneficial of like socialistic like programs in a way, like free healthcare. Like the healthcare might not be the best, but it's free for the military, or like just there's different benefits, free schooling after you do so many years. You still have to like, you can only go so long, but anyway, what I was saying was like these countries are bringing our manufacturing there for cheap labor and stuff. What they're doing is they're putting tariffs on it, so that way it brings the manufacturing back here. But then when the tariffs are like China and everything too, what they started doing was they started creating manufacturing jobs in Mexico and Canada and like other countries. Yeah. And then then their stuff gets shipped into the United States under the logo of Mexico or made in Mexico type of stuff, or made in Canada. And they're getting the cheap backdoor way of not having to pay tariffs. So it's like, I think that's this perspective of like, okay, well, why is he raising tariffs so high on China? It's like, well, because he knows that they're backdooring into these other countries, and it's like, then he's tariffing these other countries a ton. And it's like, I think that's a way, it's a weird way, because it's almost like he's trying to make the threat without letting us know his hand. But I feel like if Trump was like, hey, look, this is what's going on. They're backdooring us by coming into our country, like with manufacturing and stuff. They took all of our jobs are down there. Now they're getting at even lower wages, or maybe they are getting higher wages because China has the infrastructure to be able to support that and pay for it. And then who knows if these manufacturing, like, or these businesses and all this stuff isn't a front in Mexico or Canada, and maybe they could be training facilities.
1,000%. And you know what?
Sorry, it was like a random rant.
It brings us back to what the military age man that came in, because coincidentally, once China bent over backwards, these riots cracked up, and even the riots are very cultic. If you look at it, 33 years exactly. The 1992 riots happened in LA. Where did they start? In LA. 33. Again, that Freemasonic number. And I'm not just trying to connect dots here, guys, but everything that's happening has been pre-planned. Now, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is the only savior and the good guy here, because there's fucking bad apples in every fucking tree. All right? I am saying I don't condone that behavior. But what she said about the tariffs, coincidentally, again, tariffs happened. Liberation Day happened. All these countries felt that shit. And then they bent over backwards, but then these people got activated. I know people today. Today's the 7th day of riots, by the way.
Jeez.
In LA. And I live in the flats. Well, I live in Southgate. I live like dead center where the shit's happening. Whittier's next to me. Paramount's down the street. Downtown is 15 minutes away from here. I can see the buildings. It's like, I live in right in the epicenter where all the bullshit's happening. Jeez. So the fucking... They activate, and a lot of people were saying that a lot of people that have things to lose, real family being lost during the ICE raids, because that's very real. They're saying that the people, the knuckleheads that were burning the cars and having all these photo ops, that they weren't with their group. They're not only were not with their group, but they were designed. The people were telling them where to sit, how to pose, doing photo ops, dressed a different way. Exactly to provoke the division. And it's not to say orange man bad or brown people die. No, I'm saying it was a prop to divide us, to divide their movement, and to also divide, using emotional manipulation, divide the MAGA movement. And the pro-Trumpers, let's say, right?
Yeah. Versus like the Make America Great Again.
And your camera shut down again. Every single time that we get into conspiracy theories.
All right, I'm going to do a different camera.
Yeah, so, people were saying that they were penetrated, that the movement was penetrated. And that was on the first and second day. People were walking out, and they're like, those knuckleheads are not with us. So they were provoked. These were paid agitators. You know what I'm saying? What's it called? The No Kings riots. That's probably going to be, this episode is probably going to drop on the day on the 14th. the No Kings. So you know what? I'm not gonna call it No Kings. I want to call it Where Are the Kids? But we might just call it No Kings. This fucking episode drops on that day, guys. So I'm gonna start cooking tonight. I found out that it was one of the fucking chairmen, one of the old people associated with Walmart that was fucking funding this shit, and a lot of people. Then it's an anti-Trump protest, peaceful protest, but it's a 50-51, which means 50 states, 50 protests, one movement, all against Donald Trump. In fact, there's movement and protests happening in Mexico for this shit, in the Yucatan Peninsula, of all places. Look it up. So if you guys have an opportunity, I want you guys to go to nokings.org, and you'll see all of their plans. You could even join to start one in a civic center near you.
What? Okay, so I did see Sam Tripoli posted like something about No Kings. I was like, I don't know what this is. Powerful interest. And then the other one too, it was like, what's that?
It's that organized protest that Walmart chick was doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the billionaire heiress promotes nationwide anti-Trump protest on June 14th. That's crazy.
See if I can share the screen where you do that, and go ahead and so there's no dead air, but I am going to share the screen here so that people can see what the fuck I'm talking about.
Cool. Could I share stuff with you at all?
Fuck yeah, bro. You want to take over the screen?
How do you do it?
Just go to share screen at the bottom. Go here, share. Go to the bottom where it says host share, and just take it over. And make sure that it says when you put it, make sure it says a sound enabled, share sound, so that whatever you play on the thing comes out.
Okay.
Go for it, bro.
I'm trying to.
There's a little share sound button. Make sure, and don't optimize it. Just put share sound, and then so anything that comes out of your computer, I can hear, and people can hear it too.
Okay. No, I'm good right now. I was just looking for something. I was just trying to remember where I found it.
So what I'm talking about, guys, is we're gonna go on right now. We're gonna check this out because this is happening live now. Let's go to Google real quick, and No Kings. NoKings.org.
I was just trying to remember that No Kings thing. But there was another thing too. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
This movement is actually on everything, bro. It has everybody on it, and the art looks very well done. People really spend a lot of time making sure that this was spread around, and it's very, very, very organized. It's a website, and it gives you the map. I want you guys to see the fucking map of every single place, and the stars is where they want to hook it up from. But I'm telling you, this is happening also on the 250th birthday of the Army and on the 79th birthday of Donald Trump. And
he's doing
this is happening while the
that day too, right?
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
The parade.
Yes.
On the Army's 200th birthday.
And there is some weird stuff, man.
Look, they even have toolkits. And they just caught the guy that was giving fucking expensive gas masks to the protests. You seen that? They caught him. They caught him today. No. They caught him. They put him in jail. Man, yeah, that's crazy shit. Crazy shit. So the guy's name, and we're gonna Google that right now, guys. So stay with me. I suck at typing. Man, giving out masks. Protest. So man arrested. This is Yahoo. This is the New York Post. This The man arrested he was handing out face shields to alley protests as ICE agents wear masks to cover their identities, and people they caught him. They're actually convicting him, and they caught him up. And there he is, right there. And the thing, so Yahoo's twisting it. Yahoo is saying that they were just there to cover their faces for the tear gas. But you have to understand that the face shield that this man was giving out, was not just your average face shield for like welding. This is like a very expensive face shield that you can only buy in bulk. Where? In Walmart. And who's funding the fucking No Kings? Walmart. Well, not Walmart, but one of the chairmen.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, trip out, huh? The connections are crazy.
There was one I saw. It was like a video of a guy, and he was going up to like protesters, and they were putting all the protest stuff in the van. They were like picking it all up and putting it back in the van. He's like, "Where are you guys going with this?" And the lady just was like you could tell it was funded, you know.
And then the freaking flyers on the floor. You seen it? How to cause a riot? And then like the flyers had like the listings of what not to do and what to do by step, and they were all thrown in the middle of the street, like imagine the street just filled with fucking flyers like that, so that people when they would start the riot walking, they'll start picking up the riot and start getting motivated to do the shit. It's wild, bro. Yeah. It's wild.
And I'll give you a different perspective too. This woman said, "So I went to Costco without a membership. I snuck around the card readers. I didn't want to wait in line to get an actual membership or a one-day pass." She goes, "They caught me in the store and asked me to leave or go to the service desk and get a membership. Instead of leaving, I demanded free products, food, and waved a Sam's Club flag in the middle of their store to show them just how much I love Costco and want to stay. When they still asked me to leave, I began stealing whatever I could and threw frozen hamburger patties at security. They should have just let me shop there without a membership. I'm special."
Boom.
So I totally understand too. Like there are people that are like looking to seek asylum and stuff, or they're looking to like be out of like a shitty situation, but the shitty situation can't be like you're poor. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's weird because it's in a way that
there's not enough for everyone,
you know?
Bro. It's not enough for everyone. You said it before very clearly. You can't bring everybody, bro. It's just done, man. The times. Plus, if it would have been different in the 60s when people were crossing over, they loved this fucking country.
Yes.
Now they don't. Difference. You know, well, it's just.
Here's my big question, man. I asked this to somebody in my office today. I was like, do you really think if you're illegal and you have the opportunity, or like there's a high risk of you getting deported, you're going to go out there and flaunt it to everybody? And you're going to be like, no, I'm fighting for the rights of people to come here and like be here and stay here, and I'm illegal. Like, there's no way. I feel like all of these people, it's just like, it's like Antifa. Like they're hiding their faces again. It's all that stuff. But then there's no way that they're going to be out in public. The equivalent of that would be like during, I mean, not that they're getting killed and stuff out there right now, but I was going to say like Nazi Germany and people being like, I'm Jewish, fight with me. And then they'd be like, all right, round them all up. Like, I feel like the chances of this happening would be like super high, where if all of these people were out there and they were all protesting, ICE would be scooping them up and just, all right, let's send them back. I don't know. It's insane to me how many people are out there like representing that they're illegal, which I don't think they are, man. I think it's all a facade, and I think that they're paid actors. There was another thing I saw too, where like there were these people. There was a post. Oh, you ever watch Valuetainment with Patrick Bet-David? No. Okay, I'm gonna share this with you. I'm gonna try to find it real fast. Where is he?
And guys, remember, like, subscribe, and share. Like, where's the little button? It's over here, somewhere over here, guys. Like it, subscribe, and share, and word of mouth. Guys, we're on YouTube now too. So if you're on YouTube watching, thank you. Share the fucking show. Thank you. Share the fucking show. And check out Coad from Speakin in Coad podcast. Shout out to Chente I love the stickers of him. Fucking amazing, dude. I love him.
Where did I find this at?
Yeah, there's a lot of content out there, guys, and where we can't slow down. The information is heavy. You know what I mean? Gialvin.
Yeah.
So while we wait for Coad to get his shit together over there.
I'm so sorry. I feel like it was like a short. I'm just trying to find it.
Definitely paid actors. But you know what? We've seen this before. For George Floyd, it's the same scenario, the same bricks, the same people, the same playbook, just on the brown people. And they know how emotional we are. So it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Okay, I found it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Disabled share.
Let me give you access. Oh. Bam, it's all yours. Make sure you share the sound right before you press go.
Okay, here you go. This is sure. Okay, can you see that? Okay.
Yep.
All right. I want to restart.
I can't hear it.
Are you kidding?
You forgot to press the little button that says share sound.
I swear I did that. Share audio. Yeah, it's not letting me.
Oh, it's probably off on the screen with the little thing.
Okay.
Then edit this part out, and it boom.
Text that I just sent you, Rob, pop that up. There is anonymous accounts on Craigslist looking for the toughest badasses in the city of Los Angeles, 6,500 to 12,000 per week. And they describe exactly what you're going to do. You're going to kick ass. You're going to do this. We'll give you high pressure, no risk, no room for hesitation. Need individuals who do not break, panic, or fold under stress. They're recruiting people to be part of the.
How do you know this is tied?
Shut the front door, bro.
L.A. and they took it down. It went
They took
it
it down last
all
night.
over in L.A.
But how do you know? How do you know this is them though? So they're asking these guys to go do the damages
in the area.
This supposedly popped up 2 days ago.
Wow.
Crazy, right? I was like, I have this saved somewhere to show you, and I forgot.
It's a facade.
Dude, it's all on purpose, man. Everything is done on purpose, especially with this.
What do you think? You think the president has something to do with this too?
No, I don't know. I mean, I would. It's weird because it's like, I would hope not. But I also heard that this was this whole purpose and the reason for it was like to start a surveillance state.
Everybody's talking about that surveillance state shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the hard part, man. Like, I want to root for the guy. I would rather anybody in power and anybody that has that type of like stance as being the president of the United States. I would love to root for them. But some people just, there's awkward stuff.
Surveillance,
weird stuff.
That surveillance state's a real fucking pill to swallow. And I'll tell you this much. I'll say this today here on the show, right before we end the show. I will denounce Donald Trump if it does turn out to be something with surveillance. But today, he signed and banned the 2030 electric vehicle mandate in California. He postponed it. He didn't postpone it. He eliminated it. So in order to have, if he would have been all for it, I would have thought that these electric vehicles would have came to our house. We would have been forced to buy them here in California, at least, so that they could not only control when we charge our car, what time we should recharge it, how much they're going to charge us for the electricity, how much it's going to affect the grid, how far we could drive these cars on their roads by charging us for driving on the roads. And then we can't fucking drive past 60 miles an hour and past 15 miles from our work and our home because they have us monitored through these vehicles, which we know that they could shut down. That's just common sense. And statistically and scientifically proven that these vehicles are connected to a giant hub. Then you have the surveillance state that would have fit perfectly in the timeline, but he just shut that thing down. So it gives me like another hope, like, oh, well, it's not all there. The math doesn't equate. You know what I'm saying? It's just not all there. Very important information, though. I do understand that Project Stargate is one of the most important things that are happening right now in Texas. The biggest AI facility conjunction of AI is being built today in Texas by OpenAI, Google. I don't know. I think Elon Musk is in there too, Grok or whatever. The other companies that have AI, and they're all putting in money to have the biggest operating base out of Texas for AI. And I'm thinking, why? Why would Donald Trump want that? Well, because the adversaries are doing it. And if he doesn't keep up, they're going to do it on us, and we won't be able to fucking defend ourselves. So it's very interesting. You want to bring that up? See real quick what I'm talking about?
Sure.
And that'll be the last point right before we end this amazing episode, guys. And I hope it was very informational. But these are the topics that we've had today. Your testimonies have been amazing too, by the way, Coad.
Thanks, dude. And just to give everybody an idea, the Stargate project is different than Project Stargate. The Stargate project is the AI infrastructure stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Project Stargate is something totally different if you want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's Project Stargate.
Throwing it out there.
On the next episode, Project Stargate. Yeah. Guys, make sure you check out Speakin in Coad podcast. Let them know where they can find you.
Man, you guys can find us on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on X. You can find us at Instagram. It is Speakin Coad. It's SPEAKINCOAD, one word. And then we also got Speakin Coad clips. I think that's on Instagram. So I'm going to start dropping more stuff there once I get some help. So,
yeah, man, you got to fucking get on that horse, bro. I'm telling you. We have one too. It's called Paranoi Radio Moods. And I'm like, because we get in the fucking mood, baby. Anyway, guys, make sure you check out Speakin in Coad. Drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. You're going to find them in the description of the show. They're also going to be, and they already are, on the drop-down menu of special guests and links on ParanoiRadio.com. Make sure you check us out one more time, guys. Word of mouth. Like, subscribe, and fucking share. That's right, baby. Guys, I don't get paid to say this. I spend more money than what I'm making on the show. Well, it's getting a little better, but still. Guys, we're on YouTube. The only reason why I open the YouTube is for you guys to go watch and enjoy and share. All right, guys, drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Peace.